Digimon World is an extremely underrated gem that deserves all the love it can get. This PlayStation 1 title is over 20 years old, and let me tell you, trying to get an ultimate back in the day was harder than Elden Ring, Dark Souls, Sekiro, you name it. Trust me. We knew nothing, the game wouldn't tell us, and the internet wasn't like it is today. But it's actually extremely easy, and for this, I'm gonna be getting a Metal Greymon, while explaining how you can get whatever you want. Just remember that the first Digimon you get is either Agumon or Gabumon. So not every single ultimate is possible from the beginning. And by the way, when the game came out, Megas weren't a thing, so Ultimates is the cream of the crop over here. Anyways, aside from starting Digimon, this will also work as a guide to getting any Ultimate whenever. Cause fortunately, and thanks to the magic of the internet, some great minds have cracked it. So let's get into the first example, getting Metal Greymon on the first Digimon, Agumon. And to get him, you just have to say yes and then choose day when talking to Digimon. That's step 1 concluded, and we now have an Agumon. Step 2, we need a Greymon, and that's where the most confusing game ever made had you fooled. Cause we all knew the requirements, just not how it works, so let's take a look over them. 1. Stats. We need at least 100 offense, 100 defense, 100 speed, and 100 brains. Second requirement, we cannot have more than 1 care mistake. As for the third, we need to be between 25 and 35 weight units. And then there's also the bonus requirements. So here's what we missed. We only need 2 requirements plus 1 of the bonus. Whatever it may be, cause there's more than a bonus one. We don't need everything, and that changes everything. So, Greymon, the first bonus requirement is to have at least 90 discipline, and the second one is to have over 35 techniques. But again, all you need is just to meet 3 requirements, not everything, and you can use one of the bonus ones to replace whatever third you need. Now, this is meaningless for Greymon, but it is the key to getting any ultimates. And I'll also show you how to get Skull Greymon and h-kabuterimon. But back to it, and I'm gonna train my Agumon so it has 100 in offense, defense, speed and brains. That is 1 requirement. As for the second, I made no care mistakes, even though I could have made 1, at most. As for the third, 90 discipline and 35 techniques? No, we're gonna ignore that one. I'll just have to feed our boy until he hits the weight, making sure it's not a care mistake either. Then we just gotta wait until the 4th day at around the 6th hour. The time may vary, but rule of thumb, and voila! We now have a Greymon. So we can now start planning how to get a Metal Greymon or a Skull Greymon. The most important thing you should keep in mind right now is that the Digivolution into Ultimate should happen around the 11th day. So obviously we want to meet the requirements before that. Oh, and unfortunately I have no footage of me getting Skull Greymon, but I do have of the other 2. And to make sure we're on the right track, we're gonna use an evolution calculator that Sid Montag made. I hope I'm saying the name well. This is the best tool I never knew I needed. It shows you how to get what you want, when you want, and how the priorities affect everything. Everything! Including ratios. But I'm getting ahead of myself, so back to Metal Greymon. First condition. Stats. 4000 HP, 3000 MP, 500 offense and defense, 300 speed, and brains. We're gonna be ignoring this one. Second condition, at most, we can only do 10 care mistakes. This one is very easy. Third condition, 60 to 70 weight. We're definitely gonna have to overfeed here, but super doable. This also means that we're gonna need at least 1 of the bonus conditions, well, just 1. It will be our final trigger, and those are either to have fought at least 30 battles, or to have at least 95 discipline, or to have learned at least 30 techniques. So we're just gonna be fighting h-kabuterimon over and over and over and over and over until it's over 30 battles. That's it. We're guaranteed a beautiful Metal Greymon. By the way, be careful on how much you overdo other stats, cause if conditions are met for more than one evolution, and I'll give you an example, I met all of the conditions for Centaromon, whatever, as well, but I had too much brains. So yeah, ratio matters. Use the calculator tool to see what it asks, and if you're gonna overdo something, then overdo the thing that it asks in the stats. For Metal Greymon, it's everything except HP and MP, so do the other 4 with a bit of a ratio and use the calculator to see if you're getting the priority evolution that you want, cause yeah, priority is another thing. Fortunately, you can just use the tool and it's pretty intuitive. It has a green thingy, a square, rectangle actually, around the evolution that it's most prioritized. And now, not only do we have an ultimate with our first Digimon that was not hard at all to get, I'll also tell you how to get Skull Greymon. And again, I apologize for not having the footage, but I have the most important thing, the way to do it, which is just the logic that I've said, so let's use another example to further it. Once again, the stats are completely ridiculous, so we're gonna ignore those. What you want to do is 1. Make at least 10 care mistakes, that is 10 or more. Just let it poop on the ground, don't feed him. That thing needs neglect like you and me need money and love. Second requirement we're gonna be using is to have between 25 and 35 weight. And as for the bonus condition, just make sure you fight at least 40 battles, cause ain't no way you'd be finding 45 techniques. Well, not on your first Digimon. And like I said before, and since we're at it, I did get h-kabuterimon later on. And I did get it first try, it was super easy, it just wasn't on the first Digimon, it was on the third of this run. For Hercules Kabuterimon, I got me a Kabuterimon, so looking at the calculator's requirements, I needed 7,000 HP, 400 offense, 600 defense, and 400 speed. Those are ridiculous, so no, we won't be using that condition. Second requirement, which we will use, less than 5 care mistakes, so yeah. Third condition, which we'll also use, 50 to 60 weight, also easy to achieve. So out of the bonus conditions, we still need to pick one of them. Either 40 techniques, or 0 battles. So I didn't fight anyone using Kabuterimon. And yes, that is what matters. I know that, because I used the baby Digimon to defeat Numemon. So if you have the slightest idea of what I'm talking about, yeah, I used the Poyomon in a Factorial Town right after Giromon. And that should do it. I'd like to give a big shout out to Steve Whittle and to John Walker for their support of the channel. And to you! So thank you so much for watching, I hope you enjoyed, I hope I'll see you on the next one. And I hope you have a good one. Check the playlists! I mean, if you want, or the channel, it's free, you can do it. Hell, you could have found something else you wanted to watch instead of hearing me say bye. Bye!